In a world of technology, the future is online. Tune in to www.radiobulamasi.com. radiobulamasi.com.
ट्रैवल एजेंट, हाँ ये है सोही वेकेशंस, एक ऐसा ट्रैवल एजेंट जो आपका वीजा भी अप्लाई कर सकता है, ट्रैवल इंश्योरेंस के साथ साथ जितना भी ट्रैवल नीड्स है पूरा करता है आपका। क्या और चाहिए? फ्लाइट टिकट्स, वेकेशन पैकेज, क्रूजेस, टूर, यूरोप, इंडिया, मेक्सिको, जमैका, पाकिस्तान, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, न्यूजीलैंड या तो कहीं और दुनिया में जाना है, बस एक ही ट्रैवल एजेंट आपका जिनके पास ओवर 37 इयर्स का एक्सपीरियंस है। वेबसाइट है sohivacations.com, फोन 604-5030440। आपका हमारा अपना ट्रैवल एजेंट। बुक योर ट्रिप फ्रॉम एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड एंड ट्रैवल एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड थ्रू sohivacations.com, फोन 604-5030440। Sohi Vacations. And good evening everyone, I'm your host Aisha on multiple channels, shanatv.com, Dreams Asian TV and Radio Bula Masti as well. What a pleasure to have the celebrity, yes, I call her the celebrity, Menka Prasad, and with me the other host of Radio Bula Masti and Shana TV and Dreams Asian TV, Miss Pepper Prasad or Praveen Prasad. And Praveen Prasad is also the mother of the celebrity sitting here with us, Menka Prasad. So Menka, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're very, very welcome. You look very beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
And Miss Pepper Prasad, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited, and for once I was kind of lost on words. I'm like, oh my God, we have this big celebrity sitting here with us. You know, she is a model and she keeps saying, I'm not a celebrity. But to us, to me, she is. And to Praveen, being the mom, of course, she is a proud mom. To have her daughter sitting here with us. So, Menka, we want to hear from you how your journey has been after high school.
Ooh, after high school, it's been very different. So I actually traveled a little bit by myself. I went to Australia for a month. After I went to Australia, I ended up working full-time for a summer, and then I moved to Calgary.
Wow. So you made it sound like it's so easy. How did your mom feel, Praveen? I'm not gonna ask you that question, but you know, as a parent, it's hard to see your kids go away. So before we ask Praveen or Pepper, Kelly Pepper, let's Menka, I'm gonna ask you, when you moved to Calgary, you used to live in here locally, in New West. Or Burnaby, I should say,
yeah.
Burnaby. So when you moved to Calgary, how did your mom feel about it?
I don't really know. I think they kind of were hesitant at first, but I was too focused on everything that I had to get set up and working and all my kind of stuff. So, yeah.
I was actually a mess.
You were.
I was a mess. Yeah.
How do I know, Praveen?
It's not easy letting your kids go, right? It's a big it's a big thing. You know, it really was hard for me to let go, but I'm very proud of her. She's doing really well. You know, she is a celebrity in a lot of people's eyes because, you know, at a young age she picked up, she drove away in a U-Haul, and it was devastating for me.
The reason why I ask you is because being a mom, you know, it is difficult, and she did cry lots. She did cry, Menka.
I did.
She's okay now. Okay now, but she did cry. She was very, very emotional and upset, and she kept on saying, what do I do? How do I deal with this? It is tough. It doesn't matter how old the kids get. Kids are always kids to the parents, right? And I tell my kids that you will realize, and my mom used to tell me, you'll realize when you have your own kids. So the time has come when we are feeling it. So with every generation, you'll feel that. So today is all about Menka Prasad. The reason why I call her celebrity is I see her pictures, her modeling pictures. So you are a model. Can you share a little bit of your experience being a model?
I mean, there's negative and positive aspects to both. Obviously, being a woman of color, there's different opportunities. Sometimes you're going to get knocked down for certain things. You just kind of have to take it with a grain of salt and just be very persistent with it. That's what I've learned. Obviously, everybody has their certain looks that they want for their shoots and whatnot. So if you don't fit that look, you just kind of have to think of it as you don't fit that look, not that you're not good enough. So that's probably some parts of it. I mean, also in our culture, modeling it's not ideal for people, I guess you could say, because it's kind of seen as disrespectful almost sometimes, because the pictures, and if you're wearing something specific or anything like that, you know, everyone has something to say.
That is very true. That is very true. Now you are the daughter, like I said, Praveen Prasad. So she is the daughter of Ted and Praveen Prasad, granddaughter of Kamla Prasad, very proud grandfather, and grandma that is in from the mom side that is in California. That's why we call Pepper Cali Pepper, because she's originally from California. So let's touch a little bit on modeling. Like you said, that you know, it's not easy being in our culture and being in modeling because of people judging us in different ways. So what made you get into, or how did you get into modeling?
From after the Miss Fiji Canada pageant, I think I just kind of saw lots of other opportunities, and it was something completely different because I was always more of the athletic person as well. So it just was something new, and I kind of just went with it, and I enjoyed it, and it was fun for me. So I thought, like, might as well just see where this takes me for now.
So you mentioned Miss Fiji Canada. So can we talk a little bit about that? When was that, and how did you get into that organization or into that field?
I did that with one of my old, someone that was my good friend.
Okay.
So we got into it. Actually, she just asked me if I wanted to do it with her, and then I ended up doing it with her. I knew nothing about pageants. Didn't know what to expect. Missed a lot of the rehearsals, actually, for hockey. But I was able to catch up and all that as well. And then I ended up winning.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
So let's talk to your mom, Miss Pepper, Praveen. How did you feel when you found out that your daughter, Menka, was going to get into modeling, let's say?
Modeling? Yeah, I was fine with it. I was really proud of her. You know, I always share her post. You know, she's very respectful. She always, you know, calls and makes sure, you know, is it okay that I'm posting this? It's not so much is it okay, she just wants to make sure we're aware more so. And so her whole thing is always like, can you just prepare Aja and Dad, you know?
Because it's true. If you post anything, they're all the first people they message are my parents. So I'll send it to them and just be like, look, this is what I'm posting. If you want to prepare for all the family messages, like, there's your heads up kind of thing.
Which I'm proud of her for doing that, because you know what, it takes a lot of guts to do what she's doing.
For sure.
And I support her regardless. You know, I have no, she knows her boundaries. She's very well spoken. She knows. She's very smart, street smart. You know, she's alert. She knows what's wrong, what's right. And so I'm not worried about her doing anything wrong or people taking it in a derogatory way. Because you know what, it's a journey, and there's lots of models out there. There's many models that are out there that do the same thing. You know, it's no different than someone posting a picture in a bathing suit. You know, it's life. It's the way the generation is. I mean, this generation is very different from our generation, which is okay, and I embrace it, and I'm fine with it. I support her.
That is great. That's great. And you know what, Praveen, you are very open-minded. I love doing programs with you as well. So good to hear. And did you hear that, Menka? Your mom is very proud and very supportive. And on the other hand, what I feel is Menka is very respectful towards her parents as well, knowing that you will get some talks some judgmental views from family and friends, which is expected in our culture. So you try to prepare your parents ahead of time so there's no surprises, which shows that you're quite respectful of your parents. You, how they feel matters to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is amazing. That is very amazing.
And just to put it out there, Menka has a lot of support. Like the family is really definitely behind her, and they know what she's doing and what she's up to at all times. She doesn't hide anything. So I think when it comes to the family, we're all very supportive of her.
I have to say you're very lucky, Menka.
No, I am very lucky. It's mostly when I say like family messages, it's more if it's just the older generation, if anything, or like it spreads like wildfire.
Yes,
so everyone's gonna see it, and everybody has an opinion of it. Most of my immediate family, everybody on Facebook and whatnot, are super supportive. So that's why I am comfortable. I think if I didn't have that support, I probably wouldn't be able to go through with a lot of the shoots that I do. So I'm very grateful.
Now tell us a little bit more about that. You just mentioned that that you do have the support, and then it just makes it that much easier for you to just to take that journey with, I don't know,
makes your career or what you want to do easier
for you to,
right? Instead of having that roadblock and I know some kids try to because they want to do it so badly, they want to accomplish certain things, but because of those roadblocks, sometimes they hide and do certain stuff. Sometimes they give up. Sometimes because of the pressure, they end up committing suicide, which you are going to talk about in the next program. But those roadblocks kind of hurt the individual.
That's the thing. It's like if you're not going to help them do it safely and at least kind of nurture their curiosity, they're going to go about it the wrong way. And I think that's where, especially if it was even partying or going out, my dad would stay up all night, doesn't matter. And he would say, like, I will pick you up. It doesn't matter. Like, as long as you tell me where you're going, what you're doing. Obviously, if he wasn't a fan of it, I wasn't allowed to leave the house. And I wasn't allowed to leave, barely. But if I gave him all the details and I did my 5 business days in advance, you know how it is, then it's usually fine. But they've always been very good that way, where they knew I was going to do it because I'm very stubborn. So they knew I would do it with or without them. So they made it comfortable for me to tell them about stuff like after, I guess it was kind of after everything happened. Eventually they just kind of helped me along, or they just kind of supported it because they knew I was going to do it with or without permission.
The best part is we all know when Menka's doing something wrong, but it's not even doing something wrong. Well, when she feels like, oh, I didn't tell the truth, automatically, as soon as she feels like she hasn't told the truth, she'll call. Oh, hi, Mom. What are you and Dad up to? I'm like, aren't you out?
Oh, your secrets are out. Your secrets are out.
And then she's like, oh, yeah. Just wanted to call and see. I'm like,
Yeah, I'd be
Right.
like, well, I'm not at a sleepover. I'm at a party right now.
Oh.
And here's the address in case you wanted to know. Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
So the secrets behind a celebrity that is coming out now. I love your smile. I love your laugh. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. And your pictures are just amazing. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Great job. And so you touched a very, very good point where you said that your parents are very supportive of it. You were going to do it anyways, but your parents decided, or they would have supported anyways, vice versa, whatever way. It just worked out great. There are parents that don't approve certain stuff. Kids end up doing it anyways. What is your thought behind it, and what is a message you want to tell as a youth yourself? What message do you have for the parents whose children are, let's say, outgoing or have a passion for something?
That's so hard. I mean, you're not going to be able to stop the curiosity of a child. People are going to be passionate. In a classroom full of students, one's going to be an artist, one's going to be a musician, somebody's going to be really good at public speaking. And of course, especially culturally, everyone's like, I want my daughter to be a lawyer or a doctor, or I want my child to do this. But sometimes that's not what they're passionate about. And if you support them, and even have no idea, like, I'm not a parent, but I guess the way I would go about it is if you want to come up with a structured plan and say, look, if you want to take school off for a year and put everything you have into it for music or whatnot or something like that, then give it a try. If not, then obviously, like, we'll support you with other options just for long-term things. But yeah, I think you just have to support it.
So what you're saying is it is important for parents to support what their kids want to do.
Or at least let them explore it and not just cut it off because you think it's a bad idea. Because sometimes that is what they're good at, or you never know what they can make of something when they're very ambitious, especially if they're passionate about it. Because even for myself, I'm 21, I was working a 9 to 5 for a good minute, and it was just stressing me out. But then I realized, like, I'm also 21. I don't want to, like, I have my whole life to stress out about a 9 to 5 job, and I want to travel, and I want to do this, so I just make my moves to put myself in a position where I'm able to do that, and my parents support that.
And there's nothing wrong with if your child is not going to school right away. You know, like I'm a firm believer with, you know, experiencing life and you growing as a person. You know, I think there's a lot of success in that journey as well as a child going to school right away. I think equally the journeys are very different, but they're both very successful in different ways. So I just don't think that just because your child is not going to school right away, it doesn't mean that they're not going to later on figure out that, hey, you know what, maybe I want to go to school now. There's a lot of adults that go to school later on in life, you know, because they're busy doing other things.
Which is so hard because that's the thing too. It's all dependent on the person and how you are. For example, there's certain kids that need the structure and need that push to stay in school because if they leave school, they're never going to go back. Or there's this person that just doesn't know what they want to study, or they don't know what they're passionate about yet, so they want to go travel and do this and that before. So it's very hit or miss. It's so situational with everything.
So are you saying, well, basically a message out there is when the kids come out of high school, don't force the kids to get into something they are not ready?
I think that is to each their own.
I was just kidding.
You know, we're not here to advise parents not to push their children. You know, I actually did push both of my kids, right? Even before Menka left, I'm like, aren't you going to go to school? I was one of those moms, but, you know, I'm also a firm believer of listening and letting them, you know, letting them do what they want to do. So, you know, she talked to me about it. She said, this is something I need to do for myself, you know, and I let her go. And she's doing great.
That is great. So communication, talking to each other, talking things out.
What are your thoughts, Menka? Like, how do you feel? Like,
see, the thing is I'm a very, like, solid mix of both my parents. So it's like my dad and my mom could try to argue with me, but at the same time, I'm like a carbon copy of them. So, like, I can fight it back. And I think that even before I packed my stuff, they saw me packing. They didn't take it seriously at all. And my dad even wasn't talking to me for a bit until the morning of he saw the U-Haul, and he was like, oh. I was like, oh.
It is
That's
happening.
like what I told you, yeah. Yeah, so it kind of just depends, like.
well, tell her how you told us.
What do you mean? I just casually slipped it in there.
Yeah, we had company over. Oh, by the way, I'm moving to Calgary. We were all like kind of sitting there, like
I just
what?
casually slipped it into a conversation.
So were you afraid to tell your parents that, or why did you just slip it in there like that?
I feel like if I tried to have a sit-down conversation with them, it wouldn't have really gone anywhere, to be honest. So I just slipped it in there, and I was like, if they listen this time, they listen. If they don't, they don't. It was just kind of like, I knew that they wouldn't be able to change my mind, so I just kind of told them, like, this is what I'm doing.
And what was the reaction at that point?
They're just kind of like, ha ha ha, what? What did you just say? What are you talking about? So, yeah.
Wow. So, Mom, how was your reaction at that point? That's what she saw, but how did you react?
I was fine. I I was fine. I mean, I was shocked, but I didn't take it seriously.
Yeah, they didn't take it seriously.
I didn't
until they
take it
saw the
seriously.
truck, yeah.
And then as the time got closer, then I really started to really settle in. And then the phone calls would come, and that's when it really hit me. Is Menka really leaving? I'm like, yes. And then I would sit there and I would cry, because it made me. I was just like, what if she needs help? What if she needs me? What if, she needs her parents? And what if she needs her family? What if she needs her blanket? Like any little thing like that. It was really, really, it was hard to let go. It was really hard because, you let the young girls go and you just worry about, she's so beautiful. What if she comes across the wrong person? They take advantage of her. So many things went through my mind, and I just cried and cried and cried. And, and I even held her and I'm like, don't go. And, and she's like, don't do this to me, because I need to do this for myself. And so, Mom, please. And and then I knew when I saw her face, because I'm crying, she's crying, she's just like, please don't do that. So it wasn't an easy thing, but I backed off and I let her go, and I'm happy I did. I'm really really happy because she's grown as a individual in the right ways. She's come across a lot of roadblocks and bumps along the way, and not like in a bad way, like little things, right? Getting an apartment, fire bells ringing, figuring out what she needs to do, things like that. To me, those are big things, but to her it's like whatever.
Whatever. Were you scared? Were you nervous making this big move, Menka?
Actually, no. I wasn't actually scared or nervous. I didn't feel panicked. It was obviously all brand new to me, but I kind of just went with it as I could. Yeah. Yeah, I just took it day by day, honestly. It's just like a new adventure for me, so I was pretty much okay with it. I didn't tell any of my family until about 6 months after, though, and then I made a post about it because I knew everyone wants to give their 2 cents to, like, oh, what about this? What if you encountered this? And I didn't need, like, I already am fully aware of exactly what could happen to me, and, like, I already had negative experiences in the past here living at home, so there's no difference between if I had to face it by, like, like, if I was living by myself, I was kind of already prepared for that, yeah.
Wow, that's being brave. That's very brave, and I'm very proud of you.
Thank
Mom,
you.
I'm sorry, but proud of you as well.
Yes.
That you were able to. It is very tough to let go as a mom. Me being a mom, I understand. So it is tough to let go, and I'm sure there has been nights and still nights where tears come out, right?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Now I'm okay.
The
Yeah,
fact?
I have. I have. We're proud. We're just very very proud. It's very different now. When she comes home, it's I don't know. Like
I was annoying at first. Now you miss me.
No, I don't miss you.
Yes.
So the journey of Menka Prasad, I call a celebrity. Very proud of her. Daughter of Ted and Praveen Prasad, granddaughter of Kamla Prasad. Parents are originally from Fiji, and the great grandparents are from Fiji.
Ted is.
Ted is from Fiji.
I'm Cali.
So Cali Pepper right here. Fiji descent though, right? So proud to see a young girl being so brave and beautiful and being out there. What kind of message do you have? This is the journey of Menka Prasad we're talking about, and I would love to carry on with this journey, follow up with her later on down the road again to see what she's up to now or has been up to. So Menka, before we end this episode, what is a message you want to give, first of all, to the youth out there?
I guess don't be afraid to pave your own way, because that's what I'm doing and it's working out great for me. It's scary, but sometimes you can't follow a set path, so you just got to make it work yourself.
Now, when you started with MFC, did you have any idea that you will get to where you are today?
No, I never thought that. I thought I was definitely going to be more into my sports for sure, because that was my entire life. I didn't think that I would want to go into like acting and modeling and change everything completely like that.
Wow. Congratulations on your achievement.
Thank you.
Very proud of you. Once again, very beautiful, talented Menka Prasad with us here on the show today. I'm your host Aisha and host and mom Praveen Prasad. Menka, thank you so much. Any last words you'd like to share?
No, I think that's it.
Well, stay tuned. Menka is also going to be staying on for the next hour with Arif Ali, the Arif and Pepper show. And we're on every Thursdays from 8 to 9. I'm actually on 6 to, well, lately it's been 7 to 8 with Aisha. And we do Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki program, as well as with Arif and Pepper. And Menka is going to be speaking about mental health with Arif Ali shortly.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Stay tuned, and we will continue with the next program. Thank you for watching. And if you see Menka's pictures on social media, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to say hi. Beautiful smile. Keep up with that smile. And just so you know, you have our support all the time.
Thank you.
Thank you.